Today we're going to talk a little bit about fungicides. Very important to understand that fungal diseases, most of the fungal diseases are spread by wind. They're tiny spores that move throughout the air. So you need to do a very good job of spraying the plant, coating the leaves, and it's probably a good idea to use a spreader sticker when you go with fungicides. The mode of action is totally different than insecticides. With fungal diseases, the fungicides tend to prevent a disease from occurring. If you already have the disease, most of the fungicides don't do a very good job of curing a disease that you already have. For that reason, we would recommend using fungicides on a preventative basis if you've had a history of a fungal disease problem. If you apply a fungicide and then it rains on it or your irrigation comes on and washes it off, then you assume that that treatment did not occur and just go ahead and retreat. We have a couple of examples of fungicides here. We have Chlorothalonil is the active ingredient in this product, the Ortho product, and then I believe Captan is the fungicide that is in this fruit tree spray. The Captan is mixed with a couple of insecticides, carbaryl and malathion. But these diseases that we're trying to control are brown rot in peaches, black rot in apples, black rot in grapes, early blight and late blight in tomatoes, most of the fungal diseases that are in tomatoes. Not as important to know exactly what fungus disease you have, but it is important to know that you've had a history of the problem and then apply these fungicides on a preventative basis. When applying fungicides, you pretty much treat them the same way most pesticides. This is Chlorothalonil. We're trying to control some of the leaf spot diseases that are common on plants. If you've had a history of problems, we recommend that you apply fungicides on preventative nature. Try to apply the fungicide before you have the problem, because fungicides don't do a very good job of treating diseases after you already have them. They can stop the disease from spreading, but they can't cure the disease very well that you already have. With a fungicide, it's extremely important that you get good coverage on the plant. Fungicides come as wettable powders and as liquids or emulsifiable concentrates like we have here as examples. But we'll get good coverage on both the upper and lower side of the plant, so that when that spore that's transported by wind lands on that leaf, hopefully it will land on a leaf that has some fungicide on it so that it will die.